guys, welcome back to Crushing Goals with Karen. Today is part 2 my series on PTSD. As you know, June is PTSD Awareness Month. Last week I discussed with everyone what is PTSD and some facts about PTSD. So I hope that you all were able to take a look at that video and gain a little bit more basic knowledge about PTSD. And today I want to discuss with you all what are the causes of PTSD and what are the symptoms of PTSD. As I mentioned in my first video, PTSD can develop from a traumatic event. And I listed some of those events in my previous video. And I'm just going to break them down because I was able to find some more examples. Okay, military, natural disasters, a serious accident, terrorist attack, even the loss of a loved one, whether or not that person was involved in a violent situation or not. The loss of a loved one can also be the reason why a person may experience PTSD. Rape or any other type of physical or sexual abuse, any type of personal assault, being a victim of a crime, receiving a threatening diagnosis. Basically, PTSD, what can cause it is any situation that triggers a fear, shock, horror, or helplessness can lead to PTSD. Okay, remember those things, the situations. Any situation that can trigger fear, shock, horror, or helplessness can lead to PTSD. Okay, so that is very, very important. And I was able to find that information on Medical News Today, and this article was actually written, I'm going to tell you when it was written. This article was written February 6, 2019. So this article was just updated just this year. So I am providing you guys with the most recent information in regard to PTSD and what you need to know about it. And I'll leave this link in my description box below, okay? So there are 4 symptoms or 4 categories of symptoms for PTSD. And the categories are intrusion symptoms, and intrusion symptoms includes nightmares, flashbacks, and any sensation that the event is happening again, and fearful thoughts. The second category of symptoms would be avoidance symptoms, which means the person doesn't want to talk about the event. Avoiding any type of situation that reminds the person of the event. So, for example, if a person was in a really bad car accident and they were driving, they may not want to drive again for a while. And if that happens for longer than a period of time, then that person may want to consider getting some help. The third category is reactivity symptoms, such as the person has difficulty sleeping, they're easily irritated and have anger outbursts, hypersensitive to possible dangers, meaning that they're always on alert. I know that's something that I actually struggle with when I'm out in public in a big space. I'm always looking around me. So, because I'm always thinking that something may happen. Feeling tense and anxious. That's another one of my reactivity symptoms, depending on my environment. Sometimes I get feeling tense and anxious and everything. Like, for me, I have a hard time with public transportation. I used to ride the metro all the time, didn't have no problems. But after I came back from my experience over in Iraq, I had a hard time on public transportation. I remember it was too many people. I was hyperventilating, and I was like, okay, Karen, I'm in a safe place. I'm in a safe place. So the reality of that stuff happening and people reliving those activities is really real. So yeah, so that's, you know, kind of my own personal experience, my own personal story. And the fourth symptom is the mood changes. Yeah, that one hit me really hard as well. Inability to remember some aspects of the event. Feeling guilt and blame and shame. Feeling detached and estranged from others, especially people who you were already connected to before the event happened. You just feel numb. You know, the person cannot express their feelings. Having less interest in things that you used to normally enjoy prior to the event. You have a difficult time concentrating. So if you know of someone who has experienced a traumatic event in their life and they're experiencing or displaying some of the symptoms that I mentioned, it's time to tap them on the shoulder and let them know that they need to get some assistance. And in my next video, I will be sharing with you, if you have PTSD and treatments for PTSD. And then my very last video will be how you can help. But one way that you can help is by knowing these symptoms, okay, and knowing the causes of PTSD. Mental health is a very difficult thing to crack. How you can determine, or what things that are done to determine whether someone is diagnosed with PTSD. So first is to know if a traumatic event happened, and second, paying attention to that individual, and if there are exhibiting or showing any of the symptoms that I discussed, it's a possibility that they could have PTSD. All right, so I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching. If you are enjoying this series, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, family.